Now, the power with what I'm about to show you next has to be handled with extreme care. And I'm about to show you why. I want you to take a look at something. How we're going to be able to take an idea and turn it into income. Now, I've been talking before in this series about taking random ideas, constructing them in a way that puts cash in our pockets. Now you get the chance to see the actual demonstration of it. So, all right, let's take a look at this. Now, this is the final result of me literally taking a PDF with information on it and creating a whole web page out of it. And we're going to turn this web page into clickable links that take people into our email list that we can then send information to that then ends up putting cash in our pockets. Here's another example of this. Now, I showed you the end result. Let me show you another look. So here is the other. While I'm getting ready to create this, here is how it's going to look eventually. Let's go ahead and make this into an actual page. Why this has to be handled with extreme care is because now once you see that you can turn just about anything into web pages, dashboards, buttons, and things people can literally use to help themselves. The care that you'll have to take is in not just boarding up yourself in a room and creating like crazy. You may never come out of your room. It's going to be you in a room making millions. Right? So now here is what is another example of how I turn just bits and pieces of information. I'm going to show it all to you into a dashboard. I wanted to create a dashboard so that I can now take this information and go a little bit further than just say like an ebook would. Now we're finding that ebooks just aren't working, but people interact with web pages, they interact with dashboards, they interact with all these type of things all the time. So I'm moving away from just creating an ordinary ebook and into things that people can actually use, but they all come from ideas. Now, here's where the original idea came from. Take a look. The original idea came from a Google Doc that I did as a result of being on a podcast. Now, I've got another product out there right now that is called 25 Ways to Turn Your Talks into Income or something like that. How to turn your podcast into cash or something. And it is on this basis that I created this. So I did the talk, took the information, and I created another product out of it. As you notice here, it's got links. It goes over to ways that we can get paid, ways that put cash in our pockets, because these links contain links to affiliate offers and all of that good stuff, right? Now, the information is there. I had it structured in a particular way. Now, I've heard this from my mentors, and I'm going to share it with you. Information structured in certain ways can get you paid. It's plain and simple as that. Now, the care and the concern that I have is in the power of using this for good. I'll give you an example. So this information here, the original information that I came across was a PDF that now this was a PDF about somebody turning $5 a day into into income for yourselves with a particular way. Now, this is where responsibility and the power of just using information to create things has to be taken in extreme care, because this is not my information. I did this for demonstration purposes. Now, you would have to obviously apply your own principles and to whatever you're doing and not take anybody's information. That's plagiarism. That's stealing. You can't do that. That's why I says the power in which I'm going to show you this has to be taken into extreme care, because now you'll be so excited to go out and create all kinds of stuff from information you get everywhere, and you have to be careful because that information may not be yours. When it is yours, you have power. In this particular case, when I created this particular product here, this is my information that I did on a podcast, my words and the co-host words now created this product for us. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of how we did this, or how I did this in the code itself, right? So now I'm using a particular app that then interprets what you ask of it. Now, I literally put in all the information right here. Now, I don't mind showing you this. If you like this kind of information, you're seeing it on my channel. So like, subscribe, talk about it in the comment section. That makes the algorithm go nuts. They know that somebody is engaged in this. But if you're seeing what I'm showing you here and it's exciting you, go ahead and leave the information, leave comments in the comment section so that I can answer you, number one, or somebody within the comments can answer you as well. and then you get an understanding of what we're doing here. Okay, here's what I did. So I took the information from this one right here, from the doc itself, took that information, and now from the doc itself, I just plugged all that information into the app that I'm going to be using to interpret it and then build from it. Now, what we used to have to do is we would have to use multiple steps. Now, there's all kinds of different areas. You got OpenAI, you got ChatGPT, you got Sonnet, you got DeepSeek now, you got Perplexity, you got Gemini, you got all kinds of them that are in this game of taking your information and turning it into something else. That's the whole ideal of taking unstructured data and putting it into some other thing. Now, I'm not a coder, right? And I'm not a data geek. I'm a businessman. I'm a marketer. I'm an affiliate guy, all that kind of stuff. But I can see what's possible with this, and we're going to be incorporating it into what we already do. If you're a coach out there, you're a consultant, all this kind of stuff, you're a YouTuber, all this becomes available to you. I actually have started a program that I'm helping people literally do that with their information. If you have time, I'll do it for you. I'm going to charge you for that. But the point is, you now get it done, and you get to structure your stuff in so many cool ways. Let's continue to take a look. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is showing you how I took this, created this. Now look at this. These are usable. It created a great headline for me. All right, your journey to transformation trauma into entrepreneurial success starts here. This is a page where you then put that page out there and people click on it and start getting the help that they need, right? I now have to do a little bit of back end stuff to get it live and to get it, and all this kind of stuff, right? So it shows us some really cool things that can happen here. It shows you where you are, what your level are, who to contact. This is me. This is the my co-host on the actual podcast. We've got the checklist itself that, as you remember from this one right here, it shows all this information. Now, again, we are just reusing data, putting it in particular ways so that it can position itself, so we can then position it to put cash in our pockets. This is the key, everybody. And if you're like me and you get ideas upon ideas, I get ideas so much that I have stacks and stacks of 3x5, 5x, 4x6 cards, all that stuff everywhere. Now, what I'm going to be doing is obviously taking that information, putting it into a condensed format, allowing the AI to take the unstructured data and put it into a format that makes sense for us. This is the key. I wanted to just share this with you because I'm going to be going deep into this inside of, if you're a part of my communities, or if you're part of my courses, I'm going to be going head over heels into this stuff. And I want you to be able to see how it's done from a non-coder's perspective. Sometimes when I'm listening to the coders, I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Lady, I don't know what you just said. I'm not a coder. But from a person's perspective that is just like you, trying to learn this stuff, a little bit ahead of the game, going all in and trying to figure it out so that we can eventually win. Now, is there any questions on this stuff right here? Are y'all seeing this? You're seeing the possibilities and the power from it. Now, what I was doing earlier goes even deeper, and I don't want to confuse you with what I'm talking about today to show you how we can take other pieces of information. I'll give you an example. I'm going to go over to this site here. This is Nextdoor. A lot of stuff is going on Nextdoor to tell you about your neighborhoods and all that kind of stuff, right? But the thing about it is this. Once we have information in front of us, now what we can do is use some of our apps to create from the information different things. So in this case, what I did was I used information to start asking questions of the data. Again, I don't want to go too deep in this because we dive inside of the communities, inside the courses. But understand, the game is on for us to be utilizing AI to structure information in such a way so that we can put it out there and it can make us a good income for ourselves. I'm going to be going more into this, but if you like what you're seeing right now, put some information into the comment section. Like and subscribe. I want people going crazy over this because I want to be able to show you how to do this. Some of this stuff I put out for free and some of the things I keep in so that I can make a living for myself. All right, let's go back over to where we were. Now you see what's happening. I want to show you a little bit of how I actually put the information in there. So this is what it did. I use this line right here. Using the supply info, create a fully functional HTML dashboard style web page that helps people with trauma heal using entrepreneurship. The info is a checklist to use for source material. And I put the name of it, 10 step checklist to overcoming trauma and building entrepreneurial success. Then what I did inside of this, I could have attached an image, or in this particular case, what I did was I literally just put the information in. Now get this, this right here is where your promise to me that you will use this information for good. You have to agree. You will use this information for good. Putting this in and then attaching it, asking a question, getting this kind of output should teach you a lesson. And that is, there's nothing that you can't do to go out there and make a good living for yourself. We're going to structure the data. I'm going to be showing you how to structure your data in such a way that you can build things like nothing flat. And that means nothing is unavailable to you in terms of what you can now do.